about you is that you're not afraid to keep trying new things.
No, definitely not.
And I think that's what's really important about being an entrepreneur, especially today,
Yeah.
with so many other NLP trainers offering services, traditional NLP service, maybe a bit of HUNA, maybe a bit of timeline therapy, maybe a bit of hypnosis. What I like about the way you've done it is the way that you've introduced the ether, and you have your doctorate in Esoteric Studies, which makes it a bit more interesting. Because NLP sometimes, don't you find, is a specialized audience?
When we first started in 1993, everybody thought we were crazy.
Totally, yeah.
The majority of people hadn't heard of NLP. There were only, when we set up the Performance Partnership, there were only 4 other NLP training companies in the UK.
As opposed to 4 every square mile now.
But partly that's my fault though, because I certified.
You trained us? Okay, well that's good.
So many people like Topher Morrison. I certified Topher as a master trainer. Certified Chris Howard as a trainer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did he? So he came from you, David?
Yeah.
My God, I wondered where he came from.
I trained Chris as a trainer of NLP.
I wondered where. I haven't actually seen him, but he's all over the place, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
we used to teach it. We used to teach in California
together. That's awesome. Well, he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, he's doing good. Very
fantastic. Good.
Yeah. So you know, right at the start in 1993, it was tough going. I mean, now obviously NLP is significantly more mainstream, thanks to people like Paul McKenna, for instance, who brought Richard over to the UK.
Totally.
But the ANLP here in the UK did a survey recently.
Some of the American viewers don't know what the acronym for ANLP is.
It doesn't actually stand for anything.
Oh, I
It's
see.
ANLP International is the company. It's the UK version of the American Board of NLP.
Yeah.
I guess would be a good way of describing it. And they found they did a survey and they found that something like I think it was 6 or 7% of people surveyed had heard of NLP.
Wow, really?
And
because it's hidden in so many different things, isn't it? Like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or Tony Robbins and stuff, or Bits of the Secret, Joe Vitale stuff. You know, it's all over the place, but it's hidden and people don't know.
Yeah, and people don't credit it, which I think is a shame. Really. You know, I think
it's worth being credited.
Everything that I use, everything that I teach, I always credit where it came from.
Exactly.
So they found something like 7% of people had heard of NLP, but the majority of those people didn't even know what NLP stood for. They didn't know it stood for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So they said, and then even the people who knew it stood for Neuro-Linguistic Programming couldn't tell the researchers what it was. So, you know, I hear people saying to me, oh, you know, why would people want to become a trainer of NLP? Because the market's saturated. How can the market be saturated when only 7% of the population have heard of it? The majority of those don't even know what it is.
Right, exactly.
It's not saturated at all.
I don't think it is, you know, I don't think it is either. There are a lot of NLP trainers in one area in England, I think. And some of them are working and some aren't. You know, there's plenty of room for whatever. There's plenty. You can always find a marketing coach, for example. You know, there's probably one in every room. You know, in every building. But there's no such thing as saturation because people are all doing it a bit differently. Like you are.
I think since I started certifying trainers, which would be in 1996, I think I worked out that between either personally or with TAD certified around about 1,000 trainers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Both here in the UK and in the US.
Now, do you, on your NLP training courses, do you actually add, for trainers training, well, actually I should say practitioner, master practitioner, and trainers training, do you actually put any marketing information or direction or anything like that as a part of your training? Yes. I think Tad's group, and I know that you come from Tad's group, so I know that he's quite assertive when it comes to promoting yourself and, you know, being quite realistic about starting a new business, because being an NLP trainer is one thing, isn't it? And then learning the business, or even a practitioner, let's say, and then learning the business side of promoting yourself is an entirely different ballgame.
So on our trainers training, there's a module on the trainers training as far as how do you go about setting up a training institute,
it's really good.
and how do you go about getting that off the ground. And I basically teach the new trainers exactly what we did to start the performance partnership. And I do this thing which I call my 90-minute MBA.
Oh, I think I have.
And I did that at the
at the
last year's American
Hypnotherapy in Las Vegas last year.
Yeah, I do my 90-minute MBA. Everything you've ever wanted to know about marketing, advertising,
it's very
selling.
good. It's very good. Can the viewers get a copy of that, or
it's
available on back order, isn't it?
I think it's available on
Is there a link on
that
website?
site, and also what I've done is I've recorded a new version of it, which
I'll
be bringing out as a product.
Oh, good. So look out for that. I'd like to ask you a little bit about your program that you have that comes up at this time of year. It's on audio. I actually got it before, and it's about setting up
the Achievement Accelerator.
Achievement Accelerator. Yeah, I really thought that was fantastic. It impacted me so much, and I've sort of been waiting until the end of the year to do my Achievement Accelerator. Can you tell everybody just a bit about that and how that's worked out for you?
Well, I came up with this system, if you like, for want of a better word, for setting goals once a year. So what I did was I kind of, between Christmas and New Year every year, I would set goals. I'd look at the previous year and review what had worked, what hadn't worked, what I'd learned from it, and then work out what I wanted to achieve in the next year, right across the board, all areas of life, right across the whole lot. And literally it was a process that would take maybe 3 or 4 hours. And I'd go crazy with my goals. Crazy, grandiose, massive goals, like dreams. All this
I love that because that's really important. People are thinking, well, what's really attainable? What can I really do realistically? And yours is actually about totally thinking outside of the box. Just going for it.
And then I'd put all these goals in my future timeline. I'd write them all down in a journal. And I'd put the journal away, and I wouldn't look at the journal until next year. Okay. So I wouldn't keep reviewing the goals. And it was a journal that I only used for this annual goal setting. And so then I'd look at the next year. I'd look at, so I'm about to do it obviously this Christmas. I look at the journal and look at what I'd written down. And a lot of it I wouldn't have remembered,
Well, of course,
I'd forgotten I'd said that. I've achieved that one. I've done that one.
Isn't that incredible?
And I got it to the point where it was around about 80% success rate.
Yeah.
And I was talking about it on a training, this process that I did at Christmas. And the success rate I was having with it. And somebody said, where can we get one?
Let's get one now.
Where can we get it?
Yeah.
And so what I did was I went into the studio and recorded it. Just a single CD with the entire process on.
Now, is that on your website? Good. What do you think was the reason that you were actually getting to your goals? Because you wrote them down in a mad flurry for a few hours, and then you put them in your special journal, and then locked it away. Didn't look at it anymore. Were you thinking about this? Do you have any sort of affirmations going on, or you just
no.
It was? You were fully associated when you were doing it, right? So you think that was why, or?
Well, I think what a lot of people do with, this is a new thing I've realised. I'm going to talk about this at the American Board of Hypnotherapy Conference this year.
Yeah. No, 2009.
2009, February 2009. Is the idea that the universe and the unconscious mind, and therefore success and goal achievement, isn't a linear process. It's actually a quantum process. But what I find is that people like things to be linear.
Yes.
So,
and quick, accessible.
Yeah. So if you set a goal, for instance, my example is if you set a goal to make £120,000, $120,000, or €120,000 in a year, then immediately what people do is they go, okay, £120,000 in a year, that's £10,000 a month. That's £2,500 a week. That's £500 a day. So all I've got to do is make £500 a day. Right. So then they start out on their taking action, and after on the first day they don't make any money. Right. And they go, I failed already. I've already been doing it for a day and I've failed.
David,
Whereas as far as the universe is concerned, £120,000 could drop into your bank account the last minute.
One time, that's it.
Or at the first minute.
Yeah.